Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our lesson today of Traveller 4, Level 4. Today's lesson is about vocabulary and grammar. On page 55, we are going to discuss today the phrases, expressions with most and least. What does it mean, phrases or expressions? Expressions is a lot of words, 2, 3, or even more words. When we pronounce them together, when we say them together, this is we call expression. For instance, when we say here, least of all, this is how many words? 1, 2, 3. So this is an expression. Last but not least. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 words. So this is a phrase or expression. But today's phrases and expressions is with the word most, the maximum, least is the minimum, the least. So expressions and phrases using most and least. Look at this page that we have here. These are most used words with least and most. First one, when we say in the least means not in any way, or not at all, or never. For example, are you satisfied with the result? Are you satisfied with the result? Did you like the result? He said the answer, not in the least, which means not at all, or never. This is in the least. But when we say at least, we use it to emphasize, to assure that something is going in a bad situation. Something will happen, something wrong will happen. For instance, it is a small house, but at least there is a garden. This is a good thing from the whole bad things. Then, last but not least. We use it when we mention the final person or thing in a list. And we mean by that it is as important as the rest. For example, I would like to thank my father, my mother, and last but not least, my brother. So at the beginning, I want to thank them all the same, my father, my mother, and my brother. So my brother, it is the last one I have mentioned, but it is as important as my father and my mother. What do I want to thank them for? For their encouragement during the exams. Then, least of all, especially not, for except not this one. For example, none of us is athletic or physical. None of us practice sport or exercise or work out. No one of us. At least of all, Ali. Even Ali is not exercising. Then, to say the least, we use it for saying that you could have expressed something in a much stronger way. I found the flight rather uncomfortable, to say the least. So I want to say many things, but the least is what? It's uncomfortable. Then make the most of. Make the most of, which means to get the maximum advantage from something, to get all the advantages, to get everything from something. If we say it is a beautiful day, it is a beautiful day, so the weather is nice today, we should make the most of it. We should make the most of it. We should do everything we could. We should do everything we can for this beautiful day. At most, we use it when saying what is the largest possible amount of number, or not more than, or the maximum. The whole process or the work will take half an hour at the most. So the process or the work will take 30 minutes, about 30 minutes at most. So it's not going to be more than 30 minutes, only 30 minutes or less. So 30 minutes is the maximum. Most of all, more than anything else. Let's see the example. What I want most of all is to spend more time with my mother. So all I want, or the most thing I want, is to spend a time with my mother, to sit with her and have a conversation with her. So this is most thing I want. And let's go to the book on page 55. Let's see the exercise. Read the sentences below and match the phrases, expressions in bold with their meanings, A to H. So we match the phrases we have here with the answers here. Number 1. I thought the book would be nice, but it wasn't in the least interesting. It wasn't even interesting. So what do you think? We have at all, more than anything else, especially not less than, not more than, as important as the rest, not to say everything that you could say, get the maximum advantage from. So the answer is, think about it in 10 seconds. I thought the book would be nice, but it wasn't in the least interesting. The answer is, exactly, it is not at all. At all. So if I replace this, I thought the book would be nice, but it wasn't at all interesting. It wasn't interesting. I didn't like it. 2, children should drink at least 2 glasses of milk per day. At least. What do you think? Which one? At least. The answer is, exactly, it is D, not less than. Not less than. So the child should not drink less than 2, not 1. So he should drink 2, 3, or 4, or even more. Number 3, I want to thank my friends Ali, Saif, Amir, and last but not least, Hamza, for all their support. So I want to thank them all, even Hamza. So Hamza is important as Ali and Saif and Amir. So the answer is F. 4. No one believed his story. So everyone thought that he is lying. He is not telling the truth. Nobody believed his story. Least of all, the police. Least of all, the police. What do you think? The answer is, exactly, it is C. Especially not even the police. Not even the police. 5. It is an awful restaurant. It is an awful restaurant. Not a good restaurant. The food is tasteless, to say the least. The food is tasteless. So when you eat the food at that restaurant, it's not tasty. You will not like the food. So what do you think? We have already A gone, D gone, F and C. So the answer is G, which is not to say everything that you could say. You can say many things that you didn't like at that restaurant, but you said only the food is tasteless. Number 6, I plan to make the most of my holiday and spend my time relaxing. I will do what? Make the most of, to get the advantage of most things. So the answer is, it is what? The last one, it's H. Get the maximum advantage from my holiday. 7, we will stay in Dubai for 10 days at most. So if we are planning to go to Dubai, we will stay 10 days at most. At most. So we may stay 9 days, 8 days, or 7, but not 11. Not 11, not more than 10 days. So at most means what? Not more than, which is E. Not more than 10 days. And the last one, the thing I liked most of all about the book was the second chapter. So I liked all the book, but the second chapter most of all. So the answer is most of all means that more than anything else. So he liked the second chapter more than the first or the third or the fourth or etc. This is for the vocabulary. And now let's get to the grammar. Today's grammar is F, the word F, but conditional sentences type 3. So we already had 1 and 2 in the first semester, but now we are taking type 3. For example, if I had known things would turn out this way, I would have stayed at home. If I had known things would turn out this way, I would have stayed at home. So, did the writer know what would happen? No, he didn't know. But if he had known, so did he stay at home? No, he didn't stay. He left home. How does he feel about the situation? He regretted. He regretted that. He wished that he didn't do that. Let's see here what we have. In the grammar reference, if clause, the first part of the sentence, we use if plus past perfect. Past perfect is when we use had plus the past participle. And the main clause, it contains what? Would, could, or might, plus have, plus past participle. So, the type 3 conditional sentence, we use it for 3 situations. 1, to talk about unreal or imaginary situations in the past. Something you imagine, something will not happen, but you just only imagine that. For example, if I had found a better job, I would have quit a long time ago. If I had found a better job, I would have quit a long time ago. So he didn't find a better job. He just imagined that. He is in a job now, and he didn't quit. He is just imagining. Or the second situation, to express regret, something you wished you didn't do. If I hadn't gone to bed so late last night, I would have woken up on time this morning. So, again, if I hadn't gone to bed so late last night, I would have woken up on time this morning. So he didn't wake up on time. He woke up late. He was late. So he is regretting that. He is regretting. The third situation, or the third usage that we can use the type 3 for, to criticize somebody or something, to criticize, to say our opinion about something or somebody. If you had completed your degree, you might have found a better job. If you had completed your degree, you might have found a better job. So he is in a job now, but I am criticizing, I am saying that if he had completed his degree, he didn't complete it. He started studying in the university, for example. He took the first year and the second year, and he dropped university. He left university. He didn't complete. If he had completed, he would be in a better job now. He would be in a better job now. So, we have an exercise, a practice on page 55. Complete the dialogues using the correct form of the verbs in brackets. So we have verbs in brackets. We need to use them correctly in the sentence. Remember, these are dialogues between two people or more. The first one said, how did Tony do in the interview? How did he do in the interview? So Tony was interviewed by a company or in a company by someone. I want to ask, how did he do? Not too well, but if his CV, so we have if here. After if, we should have what? We said what? Past participle. So we should have had and the past participle from be. The past participle from be. If his CV had been. So the past participle from be is been. See in your page for the irregular verbs, here we have them. These are the irregular verbs in your book, on page 81, I think. So we have the infinitive, the past, and the past participle. So be, the verb be, the past participle is been. Been. Let's see another verb. Eat. The past from eat is ate. But the past participle is eaten. Is eaten. Also drive. The past is drove. The past participle is driven. These are irregular verbs. Irregular verbs. But we have regular verbs. For example, a play. The verb a play. What is the past from the verb play? It is played. Played. We add ed. And what is the past participle from the verb play? It is also played. So if the verb is regular, we add ed. If it is irregular, we stick to this table. Let's go back to the exercise. So we said not too well. If his CV had been more professional, his CV that he applied it, that he gave to the company would be better. So this is the main clause, and now we use what? Either might or could or would plus have plus what? As you see here, you plus the past participle. So, or the past, he would have got, or he would, or he could have got the job. He didn't got the job. No, he's not. He is still unemployed. But this is what happened. 2. It is a shame we missed the documentary. It is a shame we missed the documentary. So there is a documentary, a film about something real happening, or a show that is about something real, but we didn't know about. So they missed it. They missed it. They didn't watch it. If we, the verb know, what is the past participle from know? Known. If we had known what time it was on, we watch. So watch is irregular verb or regular verb. What do you think? It is a regular verb. So if we want to make it in past or past participle, we only add ed. So watched. So we would have watched, would plus have plus watched. 3. What do you mean he disappeared into thin air? What do you mean he disappeared into thin air? So this is an expression. I know that it sounds incredible, but now this is the clause. This is the sentence. If you see, what is the past participle from see? It is seen. If you had, first we have had, and then seen. If you had seen it, what do we do with believe? Believe is regular verb, so we add only d. But before believed, we add what? Would or could or might plus have plus believed. So the answer is would have believed it. Number 4. A. It was a bad idea to wait for the bus. It was a bad idea to wait for the bus. So they waited for the bus. and it may take them maybe half an hour or more than that, and that was a bad idea. It wasn't a good idea to do that. The other person said, yes, I know. So now it's reversed. We have if, a clause in the last, and we have the main clause first. So here we use the same. We, would, could, or might, plus have, plus the past from this verb. So we say, if we would have arrived earlier, if we, regular verb. So we add ed, if we had walked home. So it is the same. If we say, let's imagine that, if we had walked home, we would have arrived earlier. It is the same. If you said we would have arrived earlier if we had walked, or if we had walked home, we would have arrived earlier. It is the same. 5. Did you buy a laptop? I am asking someone, did you buy a laptop? He said what? Well, I went back to the shop and they had none left. I was so disappointed. So he went to the shop to buy a laptop, but there was no laptop. Finished. All the laptops have finished. So none left. I was so disappointed. I didn't like that. If I, what? We use had plus the past participle from know, which is known, as we have here. So if I had known they were so popular, I would or could plus have plus the past, which is I would have bought it when I first saw it. So he didn't buy any laptop yet. But if he known, he is imagining and regretting that if he known about them, he would buy them when he first saw them. Open your book in the workbook, and you will see, you will have many exercises that you can answer. Here we have exercise A, B, C, and D. D, we have 2 exercises, and F. So in this page 68 and 69, you will have many exercises, 88 and 89. So in these pages, you will have many exercises which you can practice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for following up with us today. This is our lesson from Traveller 4. Thank you so much, and remember, practice makes